What's up, YouTube? It's me, the artisanmc, and tonight I'm going to give you my reaction to Furiosa, the Mad Max story. Well, I just came from the movie about 30 minutes ago, and sitting down to do this reaction, I was still trying to figure out exactly what the hell I was going to tell you about this movie because to me, the movie had no real point, which is a bit surprising for a 2 hour and 30-minute movie. Now, I understand the concept that it is a prequel for Furiosa, the character I didn't care too much about in the Mad Max remake. I didn't care. I didn't know why they were hyping her up so much. I like Charlize Theron. I like Tom Hardy. I didn't give a. I didn't really care about the character. I didn't. Not enough to want to know her backstory. I didn't care. But be that as it may, this movie is out. Some people were asking me about it. So I decided to go ahead and spend my vacation time to watch this movie. And I sat in the movie for 2 hours and 30 minutes and just thought about the fact that there's really nothing going on here. It is just an orgy of racing and violence. It's skimpy on dialogue, it's skimpy on understanding what's happening in this world, what's going on in this world. And maybe you could say the main through line is Furiosa wanting to get back to where she came from. But she doesn't. So what's the point of the movie? To lead you into the last movie that came out a bunch of years ago? The last one didn't matter either. Look, I understand George Miller has a vision and he's able to do all this crazy stuff out in the desert with these people and people line up to do it. Bully for him. But a bunch of action scenes strewn together with no real story, no real understanding of who these people are, why they matter, and why do we care about them, to me is not a movie. It seems to be missing something. And I think I finally settled on it earlier this week that I don't really care about post-apocalyptic movies anymore. I don't. I really don't care about them. Because for me, it just seems like a wet dream. That there is little or no minorities here post apocalyptically. Mostly all white folks. And they get to act just as barbarous and brutal as they have in the past. Depraved. Just doesn't matter. Women don't really matter. Other people don't really matter. And they revert back to their basis instincts, desires, and actions. That ain't really that interesting to me. I look at this movie, I think about this movie after coming from it, and I think, Fallout told me a better post apocalyptic story than I got in this 2 hours and 30 minutes of a movie. Because I have to look at it this way. If I'm coming to this movie just because Chris Hemsworth is in it or Anya Taylor Joy is in it, and I don't know anything about the world of Mad Max, this wouldn't tell me anything about it. It wouldn't. It wouldn't tell me a damn thing about it. Outside of who some of these characters were, you don't understand why they're doing what they're doing. You don't know how they actually function. Because the main thing I think of is where they getting all this goddamn gas from? If, as the movie suggests, they hadn't even found Gastown. So where are they getting all this juice from? Now, I find it hard to do a review on this because there was not really much story. I mean, if I wanted to tell you, the review was you get to meet Furiosa as a child. She's kidnapped from her home. Her mother gives chase, rescues her, but then they are both caught again because the daughter doesn't follow the mother's directions, which was to leave her and keep going. Then you'd find out that the daughter ends up being an indentured, pet. The Chris Hemsworth character, Dementis, who keeps people from trying to, grape her for some reason unknown. But eventually, because he wants control of Gastown, he trades her off to this other character who, if you never saw Fury Road, you wouldn't give a damn about him. He'd look interesting, but you wouldn't know anything about his whole get up, his whole get down with all these people. You wouldn't know what the deal was. But she is traded off to Immortan Joe and escapes because one of Immortan Joe's sons is a pedophile piece of shit because he wants a young girl. And by young, we're looking like 10 or 11. She escapes. Nobody looks after her after this day, and she's never even left. She's just passing herself off as a boy. Like, how? For that long? Nobody even bothered to look for her? Come on, man. Come the fuck on. Beyond that, she works her way up to being able to drive the trucks for Morton Joe. Nobody the wiser that this is not a male, it's a female. She ends up falling for the original driver of this truck and then gets hooked up with him to where he decides to train her. No indication of how long. But she rides with him a while and he trains her up so she can be a badass. They have one night together, and not soon after that, he is killed. It makes no sense. It's no story. Even what I told you took less time to say than the movie spent spitting it the hell out. Now, I don't know exactly why I'm not really angry about having seen this movie, because I'm not. I don't really feel anything for any of the people in the movie. Didn't. But I feel like I should be angry. I should be furious from having watched this, having spent my money on it. And trust me, I didn't want to go to the movies to see this. But as I do with all movies, I gave it a chance. It didn't respect the chance it was given. I was mostly bored and asking questions of myself. What the hell is going on in this movie? I mean, really, what the hell is going on in this movie? And why does any of this matter? And I was really wondering, especially as the movie was getting close to the end, what are the people who really love this season on that I'm missing? What are they really holding up as a triumph for this movie? And then, what does that say about them? This movie was not anything to me. I could have not seen it. I really could have. I could have not seen it and went and saw The Fall Guy. I think I would have had a better time in that. Now, as stated, I got to see Chris Hemsworth in this acting crazy, somewhat funny. And as I pointed out before, that's Chris Hemsworth's personality. That is his personality. So when you go and watch Love and Thunder, if you just feel like torturing yourself, understand all that stuff that Thor was doing, that goofiness, is Chris Hemsworth. Now, I don't have a problem with Chris Hemsworth at all. I think he f***ed up how Thor was portrayed on film because he wanted to be goofy. Somebody put him in a movie, namely this one, to be just that. Just to be who he wanted to be. Cool. Hopefully you got it out of your system. For me, it was a waste of time. And now that I have actually done my reaction to this, I can go back and listen to other people's reviews of it who thought really highly of it and see what the hell that they saw that I didn't. Because I am very curious about that, more so than I am about this damn movie. I don't think it's even worth a review. 3 minutes I spent explaining 3/4 of the story was review enough. Doesn't need more. So my reaction to Furiosa, a Mad Max story, is I don't care. I don't care. I took not a single note because there was nothing noteworthy to see in this. So that's it. That is my reaction to Furiosa, a Mad Max story. Like, share, subscribe. Support the stream if you feel so inclined. Click the bell so you always get alerted when I go live. With that, I'll see you next time. Peace.